They are the kindest, most sincere people I've ever been around, ever. Forget everything you've ever heard. After you go to Africa, you got to go to Ghana first, then you need to go to Botswana, because you need to see Botswana is the second richest diamond producer nation in the world. Them black people over there got something. And then you got to go to Johannesburg. That's what you got. You got to do that jump right there. Once you see that, you'll understand who we are. Them Africans ain't stole nothing from us. They talk about Burna Boy stole this. No, we stole from Burna Boy. Them Africans is us, man. They the beat, they the rhythm, they the soul, they the hard work. We get our courage from them. When you see them people, they look just like your family. They walk like us, they look like us, they got moves like us. It's just, you gotta see it. And my goal is to help bridge this gap, because we got to touch base with them, because they love y'all, man. You don't even know. They think y'all to catch me out. They think y'all to lick. You know why? Because they know what you went through. They know where them slave ship picked you up at. They know they brought you to a land. They know what they did to you. And y'all still over here shining. If we take this shine back over there and give them the love and teach them that dust, we'd have a powerful youth.
African immigrants do not view racism the same way as Black Americans, because we are looking at it from two completely different perspectives. Africans grew up in majority Black nations, with Black culture, Black leadership, and Black everything being the norm on a day-to-day basis. It's not the core part of their identity, because everyone is majority Black when they look around. Black is the default. So off rip, they are not looking at things through a racial lens. But Black people in America look at everything through a racial lens, because we are the minority in a country that was built off of our oppression. And the entire system was designed not only to exclude us, but to capitalize off of that exclusion. So systemic oppression is the struggle that Black Americans are dealing with on the home front. Struggles that people are dealing with in Africa are due to a failing or underdeveloped system. Poverty, corruption, lack of opportunity, economic instability, which is really the legacy of colonialism and neocolonialism. So in their minds, they see America as having a functioning system. They see America as full of opportunity compared to back in Africa. So they come here and they focus on individual advancement, where Black Americans see the system as being historically and currently rigged against us. We are not immigrants. We are people from whom system was explicitly built to oppose. They often see racism as individual prejudice, personal act of meanness or ignorance that can be overcome or ignored on their path to success, where Black people understand that it is systemically embedded feature of law, institution, and economic that create a barrier far beyond individual prejudice. And I think a lot of the disagreement comes from not understanding what something means to be systemic. And something is systemic, a pattern behavior or a culture that is repetitive that many people are perpetuating. Because there are many people in America who are racist and have anti-Black sentiment, and they encompass various positions and roles in America, it makes racism systemic. The system is not a machine, but the individuals who make up the machine. Since so many people are racist, the issue is systemic. They have embedded their personal prejudices into the system. Not only that, are passing down this ideology to their offspring, which makes it more systemic. Anyways, so because of the hurdles that they faced back home, they often see what Black Americans go through as trivial or frivolous, or not as hard as compared to what they went through back home. That's where the ideology that Black Americans are lazy comes from, because they face national systemic instability in their homelands. But what they are not understanding is that what Africa is going through is a core function of systemic racism. It is systemic racism on a global scale. Systemic instability for Black Americans is internal. It's redlining, it's mass incarceration, it's police brutality, it's education inequity. But for Africa, it's the deliberate underdevelopment of the entire continent that is primarily populated by Black people. It's the European powers carving up the continent with no regards for ethnic, linguistic, or cultural boundaries, and the creation of artificial nations primed for internal conflict. It's the exploitation used by Western corporations and financial institutions like IMF and the World Bank, pillaging resources and dictating economic policy through debt. This is economic racism on a global scale. The ideology that justified slavery in America, the belief in white supremacy, and the inferiority of black people is the exact same ideology that justified the colonization of Africa. Africans say, I came over here and succeeded, why can't you? They are comparing overcoming poverty caused by global anti-racism, anti-blackness, i.e. colonialism, to the Black American experience of overcoming poverty by domestic anti-Black racism. We are battling the monsters created by the same beast, white supremacy. One monster was unleashed abroad to destabilize and plunder nations. The other was built at home to control and exploit the population. Defeating one does not mean the other does not exist. It just means you're fighting in a different arena. Anyways, if you're new here, welcome. Almost my entire page is dedicated to deconstructing white supremacy. And this particular topic is the foundation of a new theory that I'm working on called the diasporic division stratagem. And this video is already too long, but I already have an entire playlist dedicated to it, and I will be expanding upon it soon. But basically, the gist of it is white supremacy created all of this friction between Black Americans and people of the diaspora so that we would never come together and fight global white supremacy. But we actually have more in common than we have apart. And our main fight will always be against white supremacy. And I want us to always
this African diaspora war needs to stop, right? I just love the way Steve Harvey put it, right? Africans look just like Black Americans because you guys came from us, right? And there's this negative peddling of lies by the Western media that have been saying for long that we Africans do not like Black Americans. That's a fat lie. I keep telling every African American person that I meet, I was like, you guys literally look like every one of my cousins, aunties, nephews, nieces back home. Like, you look exactly like them. Like, sometimes when I see you, my heart literally skips as if I'm seeing one of my cousins. All these lies that, oh, we Africans look down on Black Americans, like, hell no. If you're talking about looking down, we look down on ourselves back home. It's not as if we have it best or any better, right? So I keep saying it, the diaspora war needs to stop, right? We should unite as people, and just like I said, sometimes if you don't travel, it is easier to be liked to that. Oh, once you go there, you're not going to be liked, you're not going to be welcome, you're going to be, those people that had gone to Africa, they will tell you for free that we Africans really, really admire Black Americans, right? We admire you and wish you good, wish you better, right? And just like I said, what the Western media had been, or is still peddling the lies that, oh, we have this disdain towards you guys is a fat lie, right? I know we have our differences, we have our own issues, you guys have your own issues. There's no ethnicity, there's no culture, there's no person, or there's no group of people that do not have their issues, their problems that are peculiar to them, right? But saying that we do not like, it's a lie. And I want to just believe that, I've entered the car of a Black American Uber driver, and he said he did his ancestral DNA test and he has some Nigerian blood in him, and he was asking me that how come when our people back home in African countries where they took American slaves from to America, why didn't they come back for them? When he said that word, I was so sad when he said it, because when that day I went home, I was like, God, I feel like, why didn't they come back to get us? When he said that word, I couldn't sleep that day. I kept thinking about it. Like, I kept thinking about it. Like, maybe during immediately the slave whatever had been abolished, maybe it would have been better if, I don't know, And that's the question I want to even pass. Why, how come African leaders, or how come Africans didn't come back to America to look for the people that had been taken away from Africa against their will? So guys, drop your thoughts in the comment. Let me know what you think about this, because it's kind of crazy when we have different thoughts about what we feel about each other. It's about time we start talking about these topics, because it's going to give us a first-hand understanding on the way forward and how we should unite as a people. So drop your thoughts in the comments.
I just don't care. After I show Speed's Africa tour, you really can't convince me that Africans hate Black Americans. You just can't, because the reaction has been nothing but love and not hostility. Everywhere he's gone so far, people have shown him nothing but excitement towards him. If Africans hated Black Americans, you wouldn't see crowds welcoming him, celebrating him, and treating him like family. And most of the online narratives that some FBA folks be pushing don't match real life. It just doesn't, because most of the Africans hate Black Americans talk lives on social media. It lives online. Real life interactions show respect and connection. The internet exaggerates beef that regular people don't actually live by. And online beef looks serious, but regular people don't move like that in real life. And we're seeing it in real time, because people in Africa relates to him as a young Black person and not as some American outsider. And that's what Pan-Africanism looks like in practice. And lastly, you got to think about it, because TikTok is a white bourgeoisie app, and so are Instagram and Facebook. So of course, these platforms are going to push content that makes it seem like Africans hate Black Americans and that Black Americans hate Africans. The elite doesn't want to see us united. So that's why we're going to have to take a step forward to actually put Pan-Africanism.
I feel like a lot of Africans don't understand the African American experience. I never knew until I came here and started learning the history of what happened here. Like all the way from the end of slavery, Jim Crow laws, redlining, the civil rights movement, the pipeline from the school to prison pipeline.
The prison industrial complex.
Yeah, like all of this stuff. I don't think Africans have an idea of all these things that are put against African Americans to become successful. Like even the Africans that are brought here, we're brought and we're put into like nicer neighborhoods. They don't put us in Southside Chicago in like the worst neighborhoods where you literally have to get a gun to survive,
My family members in the US, when they go to the bank to take a loan, they will be given a loan. But when their African American friends go there, to take the same loan, they will deny them, from having a loan. When it also comes to jobs, for example, just to apply some jobs, my African family, with African passport, they will give them some jobs, and then the African Americans, they know they will not be able to have the same jobs. So God bless this brother here for explaining these things, to the Africans who thinks that they are in the United States and they are better than African Americans, because of their hard works, they are there. As he said, from the time of slavery all the way to the Jim Crow era in the United States, not only that, but even today, the way the system is built, you as an African with an African passport, the system will favor you than the African Americans. Because of why? The system knows that first, you are not American, and then not only that, but they can also put a pressure on you, just like at your workplace, to do certain things, even you don't want to. Why? Because you do not want to lose your green card, or you do not want to lose your job, which might just put you at the risk of deporting you back to your home country. I have seen a lot of Africans, on the internet, talking about African Americans being lazy, being this, being that, if you think because of your hard work you are in the US, why don't you sit your ass in Africa, to work hard to get what you are having right now in the US? But no, because you can't make it in Africa, because of the way our system back home here also is not enough jobs for people, not only jobs, but you, for example, who is from a minority family, let's start with, you will not have the chance, to be able to do something here, because it's not about what you know, it's about whom you know. The same system is in the United States put in place for the African Americans, So I want to see all of you Black Americans, I want to see all of you Black Africans, to work together, to know that we are all families, I am Africans. And then it hurts me a lot that by seeing Africans on the internet in the United States, trying to bully the African Americans, taking them as lazies, or taking them as they don't work. But this is what happens, if you do not learn your history, And not only that, you also think that white man is God, Trust me, so many of African people are brainwashed to believe in this, Sadly, we even have leaders right now in power who are working for the same people who are oppressing the African Americans in the United States. The same people, our own leaders in Africa, are also oppressing us. These people in the United States, these black Africans who think like this, they just think the same as some of our leaders here right now who are working with these Western powers to oppress the black peoples in general. So I said, it's time for you Africans, who thinks like this, to come on the table, to know that African Americans are our family members.
All right, you guys, look, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm not talking about no Africans no more, no Caribbeans, no nothing. We all black. We not the same kind of black, but we all black. Everybody else looks at us like we're all the same anyways. So what the fuck is the point to continue the banter surrounding Black American, Caribbean, English black like right now it don't matter, man. Rick Chow just got off for smoking one of our own, okay? Rick Chow don't give a that kid was Black American, Trinidadian, Haitian, Dominican. It didn't matter to him because everybody else views us the same. So for right now, it's over with, bro. I'm throwing in the towel. All black people is welcome to Juneteenth. We just need to understand that, yes, Juneteenth is a Black American holiday, and that's it. But everybody's invited. All of my cousins are invited, okay? From Africa, all 54 countries, we're all celebrating it. We all coming together, and we finna show these other people of color who the fuck we really are, okay? Yeah, we different. Some of us is from over here, some of us is from over there. That's fine. But for right now, we need to stop playing and come together and show these who we really are. It's time to mount up and stomp down.
One aspect of racism Africans should understand is that systematic racism is what most Black Americans grew up in, right? They know how to spot microaggressions, they know how to spot discrimination, they know how to spot the little less racism, right? But Africans, once we come here, we have this mentality that although we know racism is there, everything, like we are not even used to it, right? But again, we try not to like dwell in it. We just want to go ahead and make it happen. We just want to succeed. We just want to shut down that part of it, right? And I understand Black Americans will not really understand that aspect of us trying to rise above it, simply because I know we weren't born in that same system. But someone was saying in the comment section, we came out of colonization, right? The white people, the Europeans, were the ones that colonized us, right? So we have some iota of, systematic racism, but it's not as bad as what the Black Americans had experienced and are still experiencing, right? So I get it. Our total knowledge of racism is completely skewed, unlike what the Black Americans have been experiencing, So it is okay to disagree in order to agree, right? Because that's the only way forward, because if we keep on banting here and there that no, Africans are these, or Black Americans are that, or these are these, the disunity is to me, is an instrument to keep us divided for long. So guys, drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you have come far in this video, please do me the honor and hit on the subscribe button, hit on the like button, share this video with your friends, and always come back for more. See you in the next one. Have a blessed day.